Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 11th. We're just going to jump right in here, Aries, and see what is going on for you. Feel like you're coming out swinging here, Aries, is what I'm going to say. Definitely. I feel like you're like blasting yourself out there. Definitely like a jolt of energy right at the beginning of the reading as I got started. And the reason I say this as well, I'm doing a Celtic cross, and sorry, I'm moving, so you know, I don't have all my equipment, and you can't see it, but you have the Hermit with the Sun, and it's kind of like, you have the Judgment card as well, and this to me is like a jolt of energy. I feel like you're getting ready to do something, and it could be quite surprising to other people in your life. That's what I'm seeing here, is that maybe other people don't expect what you are about to do. But you start off with the Hermit. Definitely feel like you've been in Hermit mode for a while. For some of you, for others, you know, maybe it's just a shorter period of time. To me, Hermit mode isn't a bad thing. He's literally gone into Hermit mode to find his inner light right there, or to get some, you know, to find some inner wisdom, right? And here you go. Your crossing energy is the Sun. The Sun represents enlightenment, happiness, joy. It kind of makes the whole entire reading more positive. Even though it's showing up as your crossing energy, doesn't really matter. You know, we'll talk about why. Really, the crossing energy in a Celtic cross can be what hurts you or helps you. Doesn't have to be a bad thing. So I feel kind of positive about this, number one. Number two, the Sun kind of is always positive in a reading. One thing I will say is going from the Hermit to the Sun, it's like I got that jolt of energy right at the beginning of the reading. And so it can be a little jarring to go from the Hermit to the Sun. It's like going from no attention to a ton of attention all of a sudden. And that's what I feel for you here, Aries, where I'll tell you what. It's clearly a good week for attention because you're not the only sign that has had something about getting a lot of attention. But I feel like there could be a lot of attention coming in for you in like work, business. It could be in any area of your life. Even in the area of your thoughts, you have the World. Some of you could be thinking about moving. Your outcome card is the Seven of Pentacles, which tells me that you're thinking about making some sort of change in your life, or you could be. The other thing with the Seven of Pentacles is you could just be trying to decide like if the situation you're in is worth it. It's kind of funny because I get like a little bit of a comparing energy going on here on that Seven of Pentacles. And what I mean by that is it's like sometimes with the Seven of Pentacles, and just based off of everything that's going on in your reading, I feel we can be in a situation where maybe we're holding on to a person from the past. But it's like maybe there are some changes that that person's making where we're like, I don't really like that any longer. So it's kind of like one of those moments where you could be comparing yourself to them and you could be saying like, I had a glow up or I've become more successful and they've just stayed the same. And I kind of get that energy here where, you know, again, you know, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think you could just be looking at a past situation and saying, I've outgrown this. You know, I'm becoming something more with the World. The World is a card of achievements. So I really feel you're kind of, you know, becoming something more here. Even in the area of your foundation, you're showing up as yourself. You're showing up in a very strong position with the King of Wands. So this puts you in a position of power and strength. And I also feel like you're ready to just take action on something. In the past, you have the Six of Pentacles. If this is a relationship that you are changing, I would say that you were probably breadcrumbed with the Six of Pentacles. It is my card of breadcrumbing. You know, I feel like you could have been with a person who just was very stingy with their time, their effort, their energy, how much they gave to you, how much they talked to you. I feel like maybe it's one of those things, and I'm pretty sure I said this to you recently about a relationship where, if not, I'm having major deja vu, but I feel like it could have been a relationship where you kind of were like, almost feeling alone, you know, one of a relationship where you're in the relationship, but you feel alone, right? And I kind of feel that's a realization that maybe you're having. So I'm not saying you're holding on to a person, but if you were having a hard time letting go of a person, I feel now you're in this space where you're like, this person didn't give anything to me. Like, why am I holding on to them? Why did I hold on to them? All those questions are kind of popping into my head. Next, in the area of the near future, you have the Ace of Cups. Love it. So definitely could be a love offer coming in for some of you. For some of you, I feel like you already have love, and I feel like your emotions are overflowing. A lot of happiness I'm getting on this Ace of Cups. So I feel like there could be a lot of happiness coming in for you with this energy. For others, I just also feel that whatever you're doing in like work or business, you're sorry, I just realized that this thing is not clipping like it should any longer. But let's fix that. So anyway, I kind of feel like you are in a situation where you're finding more fulfillment, or I kind of feel like you're focusing more on your own fulfillment. And the reason I say that is because over the next few months, you have the Nine of Cups, the card of fulfillment, the card of joy, happiness, receiving a wish. So I feel for a lot of you, you're like a little bit more focused on yourself. Again, I can't show you, but this bottom row, you have the King of Wands to the Nine of Cups in the bottom part of the Celtic cross. And, to me, it just looks like you're kind of putting yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in a good way where you're like taking care of yourself, you're focusing on your own needs. Things like that are popping up for me here in your reading. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Judgment card. The Judgment card could be revisiting some past relationships. It's funny because I just said to Libra that pretty much everyone has had something about revisiting relationships. I think it's just in the astrology, I think there's a lot that we're dealing with energetically right now as well, where we could just be not necessarily even just love relationships, but friendships, relationships with our family, things like that. So I feel you could be doing a lot of kind of like thinking about the relationships that you're in general in your life, love and otherwise. And you could be just I feel like you're kind of just like weighing them up almost like justice, right? And I also say that because, the Six of Pentacles in your past, he has the scales right here. So I feel in a lot of ways that you're kind of like weighing your options, trying to figure out like, are my relationships supporting me or are they hurting me? And I feel like this is going to lead to a lot of big changes in your life in the future. So, I would keep doing what you're doing. Next, you have the Three of Swords in your future feelings. For some of you, it could be a heartbreak, but I feel like it's a heartbreak in the sense that you're realizing that certain relationships are not for you. I feel like you could be realizing that certain relationships or situations are not as supportive as you would like them to be, so you're just making some changes. And that's really what I feel here with the Three of Swords is I feel like you're just kind of deciding to make some changes. Three of Swords is temporary, and I will be... I will be kind of clarifying that in just a minute, so we will see. Next, you have the Seven of Pentacles as your outcome. Again, I feel like you're looking for changes in your life. Pretty much every single reading I've been doing for you for the past 6 months has been about you making like a bigger change in your life. And, people always say you repeat yourself. I'm like, well, I can't control what comes up in the readings, what the cards want me to say. It's like, and I'm not making up either. I mean, you have the World, the Sun, the Judgment card. These are big change energies. They're not just like tiny little, change energies in general. So, clearly you're going through a big change. With the Hermit and the Sun, are you kidding me? You have the Sun. Again, like I said, I felt a big jolt of energy when I put those cards down at the beginning of your reading. And having the Sun twice is basically the universe saying I meant what I said. So I feel there's a lot of success coming in for you. With the World, you have the King of Pentacles, card of stability, card of success. This is coming up in the area of your thoughts as well. So I kind of feel like some of you are just working on your financial success. I do feel like you are financially successful here. I also feel like if any of you are selling anything, that you could be getting, more than you asked for, or you could just be getting a good amount of money for something. Could be like a house, a car. I feel like something big like a house or a car, something like that. So if you're selling something, it's definitely popping into my head that you could be getting a good chunk of money for it. But I definitely feel you're very focused on your resources. With the King of Wands, you have the Devil. It's funny because on the table, the King of Wands, he points towards the past position, but you have that Six of Pentacles. So I feel like the past was toxic, and I feel like that's the energy you are moving away from, is like that past toxic energy, and you're moving towards something much more successful. With the Ace of Cups, look, you have the World. A lot of repeating cards in your reading. Repeating cards to me are just basically the universe saying I meant what I said. But what I will say is that if you are thinking about making a change and you're wondering, should I make this change? Should I stay? Should I go? Whatever. I kind of feel like this reading is saying it is time for you to make a big change, because on the other side of the change, clearly, is going to be fulfillment. Ace of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Some of you, I feel like, are making a change, like maybe you're moving or changing jobs, and I feel like you could be a little bit nervous about the outcome, but I feel like the outcome is extremely positive. I feel like this reading is saying you have nothing to worry about. With the Nine of Cups, you have the High Priestess. I do feel like you're very intuitive at this time. This is coming up over the next few months. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces as well. I feel like there's been a little creepy little Pisces all up in your business for like a little while now here, Aries. So some of you could be dealing with a Pisces. It actually looks pretty good to me. Although I want to clarify that Three of Swords. I want to know what's going on with that Three of Swords, but still looks pretty positive. For others, I feel like this is just saying that you should trust your intuition. With the Judgment card, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Some of you, I feel like, are willing to work on your relationships, like especially with family and things like that. If things aren't perfect, some of you, I mean, even getting like therapy, some of you could be going to therapy, or you could just be willing to work on the relationships that you're in. With the Knight of Pentacles, I also feel that in love, I would just take your time here is what this is saying. As far as love is concerned with that Knight of Pentacles. Normally, I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is talking about a person who's being too cautious. I don't really feel that here with the Knight of Pentacles. I actually feel like kind of taking your time, processing the relationship, enjoying the good times. I feel like everybody just like sometimes wants to like rush towards marriage and everything like that. It's like, why not enjoy the fun stuff, right? And I feel like this is just saying, like, slow it down. Enjoy the good times. Don't just rush to commitment, With the Three of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles. What are you worried about is what I'm going to say here. If you're like with a person, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, to me, that is a permanent connection. Out of all the kings and the queens, and it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to, by the way, to me, those two stay together forever. So I feel like that Three of Swords is like you thinking that something is going to come to an end because everything else always has in your life, or, whatever, right? So I would get out of your head there. It could be an earth sign that's coming in for you, I would say, or it's like a Pisces or a Capricorn here, or a Taurus that's coming in for you. And, I feel that they could have like a lot of Pisces, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's a Pisces with a lot of earth in their chart. If that is the case, I feel like it'll be very positive for you. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Strength card. I feel like you've been very strong, but I kind of feel different about this Strength card. I feel like you've done a lot of work over the past few years, and the Strength card to me, I look at as kind of like a card of showing off. She has her hands in a lion's mouth, but she's showing off in a good way. Like, she earned the right to show off because she's been through something difficult. Can we just get a little more detail on that? You have the Six of Pentacles. It's funny that you basically start and end with the Six of Pentacles. I feel like you're creating more fairness in your life. I also feel like part of strength is knowing what to give your energy to and what not to give your energy to. So it's like you're becoming stronger in that sense as well. You have these Seven of Wands. You're definitely putting up boundaries. See, it's funny because I feel like you could be surprising people in your life. Remember what I said about in the beginning of the reading. I feel like you could be like shocking people. But I feel like it's more because you're like standing up for yourself maybe, or you're putting up certain boundaries against their BS, and you're not allowing it any longer. For some of you, I feel like you could be dealing with a specific person. I'm just going to tell you what's popping into my head here, Aries. If you're like married to a person, or you're dealing with a person where you're getting a divorce, or you already are divorced, and it's involving children, I feel like this person is like a little bit manipulative. You have this Devil card here, so I feel like you could be dealing with someone like. But here's the thing: is like I feel like like intuitively, what's popping into my head here is that that this person is a manipulator and is manipulative, and so I would just put up boundaries with that Seven of Wands here, and I also wouldn't play their games either. I feel like they know how to manipulate you to get what they want. Finally, you have the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work. I kind of feel like this is the next level, which is weird. And what's popping into my head here is that, this is almost describing the next, like, 5 years of your life. The Three of Pentacles. Literally, those are the words that I'm getting here. I feel like that, really, it's a card of quality work. He has done a good job building those Three Pentacles. That's the whole point of the card, is that it's card of quality work. But I feel like there's more. There's a fire triangle up here, and there's a water triangle right there. If it's going to focus, there's a water triangle below the fire triangle right here. The water triangle, it kind of says, really good card, don't get me wrong, but the Three of Pentacles sometimes is like my icing on the cake, cherry on top type of energy. It says maybe there's like a little bit more that would make your life a little bit more exciting. And, that's what I feel like is coming in for you here, Aries. But this is a really good reading. So thank you for being here, Aries. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.